Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reaper Reviews. Wait, no, it's not. It's time for an episode of Episodic Anime Review. I don't know what I did there, so bear with me here. So, yes, guys, it's a new series I'm going to be doing strictly based because of the fact that I'm a big fan, very big fan of Sword Art Online. And as you all know, Saturday at 1 a.m. on Toonami's Adult Swim, or Adult Swim's Toonami, Sword Art Online 2, aka Gun Gale Online, came out with episode 1, the English dub. So, yeah, let's do a little review of that really quick. So, yeah. The story starts off, well, a year later. Year after the events of Sword Art Online, as well as the other game that I am very much drawing a blank on. Yeah. But we see, we don't really see Kirito, but Kirito's doing the voiceover, talking about so many people dying and everything like that. Well, we jump into a scene with Gun Gale Online, more so a user by the name of somebody I can't really name right now because of the fact I don't know it. Yeah. I'm smart. Sorry, you guys. I just woke up. And, anyway. We also meet Death Gun, who is going to be the main villain for this season. I hope. Sword Art Online has a really bad tendency to do that. Introduce characters that, well, set up to be the main villain, but at the same time, they're more just this or that. Mind you, I'm a huge fan of the first season. I watched every episode within a day. Yeah, so I became very big of a fan of Sword Art Online, and now I'm watching Sword Art Online 2, and later in the video, I'll tell you a little something that y'all are going to hate me for. Anyway, we meet Death Gun, who shoots at the screen with one of the world's most famous gamers, who logs out. It's not until a couple days later that we find out why. He logged out because shortly after Death Gun shot at the screen that he was on, the man that portrayed the character, had a heart attack, an acute heart attack, pretty much. And the police are very baffled by this. They don't know why he had it. The headset that he had on is far, far different than the Nerf gear that was big last season. So it's a mystery, but I digress. So we meet up with Kirito and Asuna the year later. Both are, both very still good characters. I love the relationship factor, how it has grown with them over the past year, not, oh, well, they're still to this or that with it. No, it clearly shows that they have grown relationship status. So we meet up with them. Both of them are wearing similar outfits to what they had been wearing in SAO. And I like that. I really do. It kind of, they make a little pun at it in the episode 1. They make a little pun at it, and it's there, but it's not as big of a thing. I do like the fact that Kirito's Dark Knight persona is kind of starting to come out still. It's still coming out, and I'm very much glad that they didn't show his cousin, who last season was told to be his sister, but that's a whole nother story. I'll do a series review, or season review on that at a video on later date. But, yes. Well, they meet up and go to a park in central Tokyo, which has made me love Tokyo even more. Yeah, I want to go to Tokyo, guys. Woo! White boy want to go to Tokyo. Anyway, um, so yeah, they begin to speak about what they want to do with the future plans. Kirito tells Asuna about the fact he wants to create a system so technologically advanced that it seems far fetched. But, as we remember, Kirito's actually pretty brilliant. Um, he's good with a sword, he's good on MMOs, both in real life and, online. He's amazing with a sword. Um, so either way, we are getting a little bit insight into the fact that Asuna and Kirito are officially growing relationship status, which doesn't really get shown in a lot of animes. And I very much appreciate that. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, you may notice the new layout here. It's just something because I thought the light was, make me look good. But, yeah, so, yeah. But either way, I digress. Roll it back. Yeah, either way. Then we cut to about 4 to 5 hours earlier, where Kirito meets up with a man that visited him in the hospital a year prior after he got out of, SAO. And yeah, Ansrath. I can't remember the name of the actual, world. That's it. I'm smart. The actual world. So I'm just going to keep calling it SAO, which I think they actually did call it. Yeah, it is SAO, but there's an official word for the, the world. But I digress. Roll it back. Anyway, so he meets up with Kirito at what I assume is a very fancy restaurant that only serves desserts. Is that a big thing in Japan? I mean, no, I'm stopping the video right here. Is that really a big thing in Japan? A whole restaurant just made for desserts? Japan just got even better. I mean, I got a sweet tooth. I don't eat sweets all that often just because I've had it so much in America. But I mean, come the fuck on. You got an entire restaurant dedicated to strictly cakes and parfaits and whatever else. Huh? I'm sad now. Anyway. I'm not going to cry. So the police officer who is introduced as I can't really think of the title right now for the simple fact I just woke up not too long ago. And in my next video I'll kind of, which is going to be uploaded later today, I'll give my apologies once again. But he's basically the MMO police is pretty much his title. He tells Kirito about 2 deaths recently that have happened after the users have come into contact with Death Gun. And I gotta say, it was good. It was really good. I really, really want to see more of this character, Death Gun. I really hope they do something with him, because, mind you, I didn't see much of the original anime for this, the Japanese with English subtitles, nor have I read, because I can't find a good copy of SAO um, or Sword Art Online, the manga. So yeah, it's it sucks. I don't really know what's going to happen with these characters, other than the fact that Kirito is going to fight Death Gun, and his cousin, who is revealed in in the credits as the blue-haired girl from Gun Gale Online. Yes, she's introduced as Kirito's rival in Gun Gale Online. This mysterious being, character, whatever you want to call them, is his cousin who, if you remember last season, had a very weird love for her cousin. Her first cousin. Is that a big thing in Japan too? She had incestuous feelings for her cousin. Her cousin. Anyway, it's a big thing in Japan apparently because there are a lot of animes with incestuous relationships. Which some of them I might actually be reviewing for the whole series because not many of them make it past 10 episodes. Good job, Japan. Anyway, so we also get the woman that does the soundtrack for the first season return to make another song, and I gotta say, it is a beautiful song. I adore it. The woman who, for the life of me, I cannot remember her name right now. I'm very bad with, names and stuff like that, guys. I'm sorry about that. I'll be more professional for my next video. That's a guarantee. So, yeah. On a rating systems, this episode I give, and well, it is a first episode, which is more of an introducing episode, if anything, and more explaining, especially because it's an anime that has its second season kind of thing going on right now. It's doing a little explanation. I want to give this an 8 out of 10, simply because of the fact that it doesn't show all that much development with characters, and especially because I'm a huge fan of, all the side characters from last season, like, what's his name? The big black tough guy from last season. I completely forget his name, but I was a huge fan of his, just because he was badass. The red-haired guy, he was, for the most part, a little cool. But, I mean, all these major characters, or major side characters that appeared like 1 or 2 episodes apiece, I miss them. I really want to see where they are a year later. Are they okay? Are they, what are they doing? Are they still have jobs? Do they still play online games like Kirito or Asuna? And for that matter of fact, does Asuna still play online games? I know Kirito still does from time to time. And it really says something about his character when he comes up and basically says, Gun Gale Online is for professionals, and he's not a professional. And that makes me think, well, what makes a professional in this world? Because Kirito has been shown to basically be, one of the best gamers in Japan. What does make a professional in this series, as well as, what makes a noob to game? Well, we all know what makes a noob. The guy that screams out, the guy that has the sniper rifle and fucking runs around the map, or the guy who has a shotgun and is the only person camping. I hate you guys. I really do. You're fucking noobs. Get off World at War. That was a throwback. Wow. It's not even Throwback Thursday. Speaking of Throwback Thursday, I'm not going to get into it. I'll do a Throwback Thursday thing for Thursday. Um, but either way. So, yeah, that's pretty much the review. Is it good? Does it show potential? I believe it does show potential simply because Death Gun is very much darker than previous villains. Um, Even though there was only like one or two villains, and then there was that one girl from Sword Art Online that would lead people to get PK'd, which is player killers, and yeah, the animation I still love. It's beautiful, especially when Asuna and Kirito are sitting watching the sunset together. Um, the dialogue, I'm so glad the original cast came back to reprise their roles because they're the only ones I can see doing this. Um, the story thus far being only an explanation, it is what it is. It's an explanation episode. It's a filler pretty much before the big story gets long. Um, so all in all, I rate this an 8 out of 10 simply because it is an explanation episode, a first episode. If it was later and they were still doing this, I would more than likely give it a 4, 5 out of 10, if that. But first episode, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 simply because it is a first episode. It is the explanation to why Kirito is going back into MMOing, especially professional MMO, place. But either way, I really had fun, you guys. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can kind of see the screen, so I'm going to be looking up. I really had fun, you guys. And you will be seeing a second video later today from me. It is going to be my Dragon Ball Z What If series. And just to remind you guys, it's going to be Dragon Ball Z What If series. What if the Saiyans, Raditz, Nappa, Vegeta, never came to Earth? How would it affect the characters? What it would lead to the Android saga? And finally, would they ever come to Earth later down the line? But you'll be hearing all of what I have to say about that later. And I hope you guys have a very beautiful day, night, evening, morning, whatever it is in whatever time zone you have or living in. And Reaper out, guys.